Hello everybody, welcome back to another Melody Reports reaction. We are here to discuss none other than Shawn Mendes' fourth studio album, Wonder. Now, I got so many requests to do this. Ugh, my fans were like bombarding me. They're like, when are you uploading this? Absolutely kidding. Maybe like one or two people told me to react, but I was gonna react to it anyway because it is a highly anticipated album, ladies and gentlemen. In this household, we have supported Shawn Mendes. We still support Shawn Mendes. Some songs and some not, but we still support him, So I just came off of a disclaimer, one full listen of Wonder, and I went back to some songs and listened to it a little bit again. So when you're gonna rail me, I shouldn't say rail me, when you're gonna bulldoze me with like the possible hate in the comments, just know I've listened to this once fully, ladies and gentlemen. So this is a track by track review of Wonder. Now let's get into it. So a little background: Shawn Mendes for the entirety of the album worked with kind of the same crew, maybe like one or two tracks or something. It's like Frank Dukes was on it, or another person that's like wasn't on the other tracks, but it's notable that he's worked with his OG crew, some of them, and then Kid Harpoon, who has worked on Harry Styles' first and second album. So now we start off with the first track, Intro. Now I gotta say this, tell me if I'm wrong, the piano in the beginning, I don't know why, it would always Melody Relax, you've heard it like 3 times, it always reminds me of the Willy Wonka song Pure Imagination. That is my takeaway from that song. It's so powerful to me. It's just, I feel like it's a good start. Like, if we thought Wonder as a book, it's just so like, okay, we're going into this wonderland, we're going into this like ethereal, whatever that word, that whole like, and then we're gonna go into like a psychedelic world. It's a whole thing, so we're gonna go into that. You're in for a good show. Anyways, and then we go into Wonder. Now I don't have much to say about this because I feel like it's like beating a dead horse here, ladies and gentlemen. Like, we've heard it so many times. Like, for a comeback single, like, I shouldn't even say comeback, like entering this new era for him, it was pretty strong. I was like, okay, like, I mean, happy he didn't start off with Monster, but like for Wonder, it was a good start. Okay, now let's get into the track Higher. Easily, I think off first listen, this would be one of my favorite tracks off the album. It's a complete 180 when you're going from Wonder. You're like breathing from Wonder, and then okay, so we're in a groove, we're like trying to dance, we're getting all sultry, we're all getting sexy, like immediate, like the instrumentation, the little worldful taste that this song gave me Justin Timberlake Future Sex Love Sound vibes easily right off the bat. The pre-chorus to the chorus, I will play right now, reminds me of, how funny that I'm comparing Confident by Justin Bieber. So let me play. So this is Higher. Like that part, and then the melody of it reminds me of this part in Confident. Like that, just like the dun 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 dun. Like, that's what it reminded me of right off the bat. Drag me, whatever you want me to do. That's what I heard. But this song, I don't know, it just like, you can see that if we want to take that leap, ladies and gentlemen, like the influence that he's gotten, you could say from Camila, whatever, like the the spice, that whatever. Okay, bop, dancing to it, period, point blank. Now we're on to 24 Hours. Again, the piano, like the dun dun dun, like that. Again, we can compare, like, I just like comparing to it because it just reminds me of different stuff. Not that it's a bad thing. So it reminds me of Runaway by Kanye, but Kanye just uses the one consistent note, but then Shawn's like doing like that, like progressing. But piano of the song Intro is in it. It's loud, not to the extent of instrumentation, but like lyrically and just how it carries itself, it's so pretty. So that's what I gotta say about 24 Hours. Okay, now we're on to Teach Me, right here. Teach Me How to Love. Now, we know, ladies and gentlemen, that many of us would step up to the plate and do that for him, but unfortunately he's taken, so we're just gonna have to dream about it. But Teach Me How to Love, immediate hook. The instrumentation gave me kind of like a groovy vibe, like gave me Bee Gees, you know, that, the 70s. Do a little more of this melody, but and then just the chorus and the way he does his vocal progression in the song reminded me of the artist Max, specifically the song Naked with Jonas Blue. I feel like if Shawn ever did a remix of the song, I think it would be cool to bring on Max on, because I feel like the vibe he was going with this album is the vibe that Max has created within like the past year and a half, 2 years of his own music. So I thought it was cool, and I really like the groovy guitar. You know, your girl loves the groovy guitar. Sorry, you know your girl loves a groovy guitar and a groovy bass. Okay, now on to the next song, Call My Friends. Now, this low-key is a sad song. Like, my favorite type of songs that artists make are the songs that lyrically tugs at your heart, but because the beat, the vibe, whatever, just like kind of overbears it, that you kind of forget for a second that you're like, whoa, they're actually ripping their heart apart in front of me and I wouldn't know. So you know, he gives this classic line, call my friends and go get high. If you haven't seen the documentary, homeboy has stated clearly, point blank, that he loves to smoke one. So what the, I don't know what I'm doing, sorry. Yeah, so the I'm just reading my notes. Pre-chorus to the chorus, you gotta buckle up for that pre-chorus to the chorus, because that mood, that note change, you're like going like that, like supersonic speed, and you're like, literally my face was like this. I'm like, hi, I'm awake. Yeah, but gave me bad boy nostalgic lyrics, reminiscent of, like, it's kind of sad. Like, if you, I don't want to say sad, we're gonna take that back, because it's like he knew what he was going into when signing for such opportunity, but when thinking about it at such a young age, you're like giving into this life, you're like, whoa, you give up a lot, you know? So we love that. Okay, now on to the song Dream. So this was in the documentary, if you guys seen it, and don't have much to say about this song. I feel like just the only show that I've seen of Shawn Mendes was his last tour, and I'm like, oh, okay, I can see this as like either a transition song, you know, him rising, like you can feel like the heavenly gates, like going into the clouds with this song. That's the vibes I got. The harmonies, he said Beach Boys harmonies, like that. But anyways, moving on. So song for No One is the next one. So when I was looking at the Spotify notes, he says he wrote this 3 years ago, and we gotta take a note that he said he did this entire song in one take, which I'm like, okay. And working with one of my favorite producers, Frank Dukes, who never disappoints a delivery. The climax of this song with that tambourine, with the delivery of those vocals, I was like, okay, we're like really getting into it, and this is clearly about Miss Camila Cabello. So, you know, getting struck down, feeling alone. I would never do that to you, Shawn, so whatever, enjoy your life. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. Next song, Monster. Don't have really much to say about this. If you want to see my full reaction to the song and the music video, I'll link it in the description below. You should check it out. The fans came for me, but it's funny, so let me know what you think. On to 305. Also, I think that's the area code for Miami. I like don't oh yeah, Mr. 305, Mr. Worldwide. I was like, Melody, for a second I'm like, how do I know that's the area code for Miami? Okay, that was a moment. Let's take that in. Anyways, this song just gave me like classic old pop kind of surf guitar riff going on. I feel like this would be like Grease 2.0 type of song, and I love Grease, so don't even come for me. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. It just gave me that classic old bubblegum pop type of song that he kind of just switches the tempo on it and the instrumentation. Okay, so Always Been You. He said that he got inspired by Can't Take My Eyes Off of You, and I was like, okay. And I was like, okay, Shawn, I see you with these 60 drums in it. And then I was like, oh my god, I forgot that he put this in the documentary. How could I forget until we hear the dun? It's always been you. It's always been you. That I was like, okay, it's that song. It really jumps out at you, like very loud, engulfing type of arrangement that I'm like, okay, if anyone needs an alarm clock, it would be that song. Okay, So then just gonna go through the last three real quick. Piece of You, don't have much to say. It gave me JT meets Weekend vibes. It's cool, it's vibey, it's R&B. His attempt at R&B, you know, like R&B Bieber. So take that with a grain of salt. And then the last two songs, Look Up at the Stars and Can't Imagine. Again, we're slowing down the album. He's telling us to take a breather. It's cute. And then I like the line and Can't Imagine where he's like, that's good for now. So let's do a transition and give final thoughts. Hello, we love a transition. We are here for final thoughts. Now, again, I'm gonna give the disclaimer. I only heard this album once fully. I give that disclaimer because the stands come for me, which I love. I think it's so hilarious. But you know, we love it. We love it here at Melody Reports, but it's like, you also need to know it's like, it's first reactions, first listen, initial response. Now, overall, what do I think of Wonder? Honestly, I was surprised how much I like it. Okay, because this is what threw me off. He posted this Spotify playlist of like what he was inspired by, and it was like all over the place. I like great songs, great inspiration, and I'm like, okay, if this was a recipe, these ingredients right now, like what are you gonna serve to me? You know what I'm saying? And he did. Like, overall, I feel like he's trying to show that he's like this pop sprinkle with rock type of kid that, man, now that he's like, okay, listen, those past 3 albums, what you knew of me, okay, here I am grown, here I am a new person. We know the whole vibe. Like, sweetie, I'm so sorry, like, just get a little haircut, like a little trim. But still, I think it's a good enough album. It's a good enough start for this new era. Would I say it's like the greatest album of the year? No. Will I go back to some songs? Yes. But its entirety, did I like, oh my god, I need this on repeat ASAP Rocky? No, but I will have it on repeat because it will grow on me. So I'm actually surprised that this was a good album. You know, it's gonna be the 1-year anniversary of Fine Line coming up, so I feel like he for sure got inspiration on that. Like, I feel like he thinks this is his fine line, which, listen, don't hate me for the comparison, but I just gotta say, it ain't your fine line, Shawn, but it's good enough. It's just a lot going on with this album, and he's trying to be like, I have big instrumentation, here are my big vocals here together, and boom, there's Wonder. So let me know in the comments below what you think of Shawn Mendes' new album Wonder. Check out my other reactions below, and if you have anything you want me to react to, let me know in the comments below. And of course, if you want to send me love or hate, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at MelodyReports. And of course, all of my faves from Shawn's album and other songs that were released tonight are on my playlist below, Spotify and Apple Music, linked below. I will see you guys very soon. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Okay, bye guys.